Okay. I declare the second game of the night, the first recorded. Your lovely game master is Miss Maria G, and I'm going to do lazy just because I think he knows something. So, would be kind. His dumplings smell really good. Night falls upon the city. Play number one.
First things first, I'ma say all the words inside my head. I'm fired up and tired of the way that things have been. Oh, ooh, the way that things have been. Oh, ooh.
Play number three.
Second, don't you tell me what you think that I can be. I'm the one at the sail, I'm the master of my sea.
Play number four. Mr.
The
President.
master of my sea. Oh, ooh. I was broken from a young age, taking my soul
Play number
in
five.
the masses, writing my poems for the few that look at me, took me, shook me, feeling me, singing from heartache, from the
Play
pain,
number
taking my
six.
message from the veins, speaking my lesson from the brain, seeing the beauty through the.
Play number seven. Play number eight.
Let the waters flow, let them rain. My life, my love, my time again.
Play number nine. And play number 10, see what the city's like to do.
Send a prayer to the ones up above. All the hate that you've heard has turned your spirit to a dove. Oh, your spirit.
The roles have been decided. And once the music gets going, I'll ask the Vicious Mafia Don to awaken. And Mafia members, please awaken. You have 1 minute to make your plan.
And nobody can tell. Every kid on the block talks in riddles and prose. And we dance till we drop. Everything's perfect here and the sun is shining. Everything's perfect here, there's nobody crying. Oompa, loompa, do-ba-dee-doo. I got a bad feeling about you. Oompa, loompa, I don't know, dude. I got a bad feeling about you. Bad feeling. I got a bad feeling about you. Bad feeling. I got a bad feeling about you. Animals, I'm misunderstandable. Carnivores and cannibals, I want it all dependable. Mandible, gossip, hit me with the gossip.
Are you fucking serious?
They say everything's perfect here and the sun is
10
shining.
seconds.
Everything's perfect here, there's nobody crying. Oompa, loompa, do-ba-dee-doo. I got a bad
Thank you, Mafia. Please go back to sleep.
Oompa, loompa, I don't know, dude. I got a bad feeling.
Sheriff may awaken and run the city.
Bad feeling. I got a bad feeling about you. Bad feeling. I got a bad feeling about
You
you.
have 10 seconds of free sitting. You can not be in crushed arms if you want right now.
Everything's perfect here.
Good morning, everyone. I hope we all had a great sleep. We start our discussions today with play number one. Miss Clement, your minute.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Laysan, and I've created this nick because I've had an Instagram page called Lace Clement for more than 10 years. When I created it, I actually didn't know what does that mean. I thought it meant nice or cute or something like that in the translation from English to Russian. Now I know that apparently it's a male's name. So I was surprised when I heard about it in the bathroom. I am a citizen, so I got a good card. All I can ask about in this game is to make sure that we listen to each other carefully and don't be stubborn. It's something that I would recommend. Always
10
listen to
seconds.
people's opinions and try to be flexible. And try to think that if there is something they're saying, that there might be the reason behind it. So let's bring this.
And thank you, Miss Clement. That is your minute. Please give a round of applause for the president of the class. we go on, if you do want to change your name, it's Clementine. Clementine is a type of fruit. It's like a mandarin, the orange. Yeah, so might be like, but yes, we kind of skip to it. Awesome, so we move on to play number 2, Miss Manga, your minute.
And this is my favorite place with you now. Okay, so first of all, welcome Miss Clement. Miss Clement in our club, and I just have to warn you guys, she's one of the best players, or maybe the best player in Russian club. So I will make a remark a bit later about being stubborn, not being stubborn, but okay. So Red City. Don't forget what it's important to do for us. My friend, look at me. No, but okay, so we do. I nominate player number 1.
Number 1 accepted, you have 10 seconds.
No, maybe not. But because you actually woke up quick. So I'm playing with number 1 just because I want to show her a support because she's the first time here. And who else did you
And thank you, Miss Mamba, that is your minute. We move on now to play number 3, Miss Candy, your minute.
Good morning, everyone. Hope everyone is going really well. I liked number 1's speech. It was great, perfect. And you sound like an amazing player. I'm excited to play with you. Miss Mamba's speech was, yeah, good. You kind of got cut off the end. Unfortunately, I want to hear more, you know, of the great minds just sharing information. Yeah, I don't really have anything to analyse, to say. I'm a citizen, so I'll pass.
Thank you, Miss Candy. We don't need to give her a round of applause, I should thank you before. We move on to player number 4, Mr. President, your minute.
Yeah, number 1. Sorry, I wasn't listening to your speech. I'm joking, I did listen, but you can't tell me what to do. I'm going to listen if I want to know what was that. Number 2, you know, maybe, you know, she's a good Russian player, but this is like an English club, you know, we're on a whole different level. Number 3, yeah, me. Am I playing with you? Yeah, sure, I'll play with you too. I'll play with everyone. Number 3, good speech, and I'm a purple citizen. Makes me really what I say no. Never mind. But
10 seconds.
anyway, I pass.
Thank you, Mr. President. Everyone's been here except for Lisa. We move on now to player number 5, Mr. Hemlock, your minute.
So Sheriff, you check by number 1 regardless, since she's new. Be able to information from that. Otherwise, if you are experienced and you like the speech at all, it's a little bit too dummy. Something a little like trick of like not able to me is very weird for me because people should have been looking at you because you're speaking. So I don't know. I don't think it's dark. I just think it's silly. Ray, I couldn't actually see your face because Mr. President's head was in the way, but your speech was way too short and ended way too quickly. I feel like even when you're there, you said a bit more than that. You actually put your own actually. Like, last game you were acting different, but that's because you're a sheriff, so we're sort of back to
10 seconds.
chaotic self. So I can't make it very big one of those.
And thank you, Mr. Hemlock, that is your minute. We move on now to player number 6, Miss Phoenix, your minute.
Okay, player number 1, welcome. We're usually nice, we try to. So I am gonna be cautious about you, but yeah, even play number 2, how it says, yeah, I thought it was something that says that you were good at it because the first spot and so fluent speech was good, but still cautious. I'm not gonna play with you. I'm gonna say that I'm gonna play with you to change compared with last speech. Yeah, you were so different, so I'm gonna say that I'm gonna take you on my team for now. Number 3, yeah, your speech was quite short. You're missing things that I'm not pretty sure it was just like coming back to the game or something else going on. So I want you to decide to get better on the second day to see if I can actually play with you. Number 4, 5, just make sure you got
10
the right
seconds.
number there. There's something that I'm pretty sure, but I'm not gonna play with you. I like your speech, but it's happy for numbers.
And thank you, Miss Phoenix, that's your minute. We move on now to player number 7. Mr. Tiny, your minute.
Player number 1, new first time, so don't really know what to make of it, but welcome. Miss Mumba, didn't really get too much out of it, so just neutral at this stage. Number 3, I agree the speech was too short. Felt a little bit red, but it was very short, so I went for another round. You seem very relaxed, Mr. President, so at this point I'm actually feeling number 4 and number 6 are the most correct. That's just what I'm kind of picking up. Number 5, I liked your speech, but you're very good at also just doing a nice logical speech while still being the Mafia Don. So I'm not going to kind of read too much into it. I'm keeping it as a maybe at this point.
10 seconds.
So yeah, so that's sort of what I feel is 4 and 6 are the most spread out. Pass.
Thank you, Mr. Tiny. We move on now to player number 8, Miss Condor, your minute.
Oof, it's gonna be a difficult game for the city because usually on the first night, because I know these people, I can pick up everything, but it's been hard this time. Number 1, welcome. We know like number 5, we're actually very nice. Even you the benefit of the doubt, whatever changes I have to check it, that's on them. Number 2, very bubbly. Love the whole thing about making us look there and they're like, what happened? I was like, yeah. I don't know what, but that was very unique. You usually don't do like that. So I would say for the area for me. Number 3, it's been a while since I played with you, so I cannot really just see it. I would say your actions during the game, so that would give me the color. You always change the way you talk, so it's really hard. So I would say actually check number 4 shade because most likely people are gonna be like, kind of he's right. Number 5, we'll see how it goes. You always go against City. It's very hard for you to analyze, but you will make it feel
10 seconds.
people believe in you. In time with you and with the Tiny, sort of the same vibe last time, but again I would say not great.
And
but
thank you, Miss Condor, that's your minute. We move on now to player number 9, Miss Frenchie, your minute.
Rise and shine, everyone. I'm a red citizen and I wish the city to win. Player number 1, welcome. I've never played with you, so from now on I will keep her in the grey area and I will see like next to how you like your speech and stuff. Player number 2, your speech threw me off with like Mafia will come in. That's why I know because I was like, what is that? But okay, like that was pretty. Well, yeah, what is that? That's the first time. 3, I did not really like your speech because it was very, very short and I feel like you always speak. Like you like never like stop your, yeah, so that's why. I really agree with what number 8 said. Your play is just too chaotic and it's so hard, like you had like for minutes to speak about everyone. Like I can't speak, I can't play with you on the first turn like that, so I'm gonna keep you in the grey
10
area.
seconds.
5, I like your speech, so I'm gonna play with you. If you want.
And thank you, Miss Frenchie, that's your minute. We conclude today's discussions with player number 10, Mr. Artist, your minute.
Yes, hi everybody. I like speech of the player number 1. It was quite new. I nominate player number 5.
I accepted.
Sorry. I like speech of player number 1, despite the fact it was quite neutral. I already nominate player number 5. So players from 2 to 6 vote again for player number 1, and the rest vote for number 5. No, I confused the nominator. But yeah. sorry, yes. Yes, half of table from 1.
10 seconds.
Yes.
From 2 to 6 to 1.
Morning, Miss Mamba. Thank you, Mr. Artist, that's your minute. I just want to say, I, as the game master, can also explain this, which is awesome, so then we don't have to get warnings. So amazing. So we do have voting right now. So from 2 to 6, we will be voting for 1. And from 7 to 1, we'll be voting for 5. Does that sound easy? Amazing. And we didn't have to get warnings doing it. Brilliant. Okay. So who would like to vote for player number 1? Amazing, guys. We did great. Perfect. 5 votes. And who would like to vote for player number 5? Amazing. We've got 5 votes. Brilliant. So, play number one, you have 30 seconds. Your 30 seconds starts now.
Alright, so I don't mind to, do you know how you say check? Like, what do you say, check? Check between 3, 4, 5. I think there should be a mafia. A lot of people didn't play with number 3. They might be the reason for it. She did play with me though, so for me, what is
10
that?
seconds.
Why? Because all your speeches you only played with players 4, where 1, 2, and 3 played together. 3 played
And
with
thank
2,
you,
1,
Miss
2,
Clements. That's your minute. That's your 30 seconds. We move on now to play number 5. You have 30 seconds starting now.
You also didn't explain why I was nominated. Did not like that, like you just said 3, 4, and 5. I asked you why, and then you started stammering, so you're very dark. 9, completely dark. Like, she always gets mad when she gets accused, and she's like, well, if you say so. So, I believe it's 1 and 9. Third one, I'm not too sure, but Sheriff regardless, check play number 1.
Oh, sorry, 6 seconds.
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Hemlock. So now we're going to be re-voting. So we're going to do the same thing over again. Amazing. So again, from 2 to 6, we're voting for 1, and from 7 to 1, we're voting for 5. So who would like to vote for play number 1? Amazing, 5 votes. Thank you. And who would like to vote for play number 5? 5 votes. Amazing. Look at us, guys. We're getting ahead. Brilliant. So night falls upon the city. As the night grows darker, the vicious mafia raises their pistols and moves past players. Number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, number 6, number 7, number 8, 9, number 10. Thank you, Mafia. Mafia, John may awaken and look for Sheriff.
I kinda feel like two things can be said. The world's smallest violin really needs an audience. So if I do not find somebody soon,
Thank you, God. Sheriff may awaken and look for Mafia.
says real my son is simply just let me play my violin for you.
Everyone remain where you are. Play number 6, please remove your blindfold. Miss Phoenix. You have 3 guesses. Yeah, 20 seconds.
8,
8,
3,
3,
4.
4, 8, 3, 4, accepted. Morning arises in the city. We have some bad news. So we do have mafia in our town. What a shame. And they weren't precise in their shot. In play number 6, you were shot point blank range in the head with a 50 barrel. So you do have one final minute though before you choke to death on your own blood.
Between 8 and 9, there was something a little bit off on 8 that I couldn't really figure it out. So yeah, that's off. Way too aggressive, way too early. But at the same time, 9, there was no point in her explain what she looked at you. That was off. It's like that was out of place to explain that. Made no sense for me. Trying to excuse herself somehow. 3, just because your speech was way too short. So that's the only reason. 4, because I cannot read you, and you were the one that I saw directly that you just turned around when you said, Mafia, look at me. That's the only thing that I can think about it. I'm pretty sure what your speech is. I just want to play with the city. Now that I'm not here, we're not playing together. So exactly try to play with someone else.
10 seconds.
You're giving me red vibes. I think 10 giving me red vibes as well. I have to be cautious about 1. To give me good vibes.
And thank you, Miss Phoenix. That is your time. Please give her a round of applause as she bleeds out. We start our discussions today with play number 2. Miss Marva, your minute.
Just remember, she just said number 2 giving me good vibes. Just remember. Alright, so I'm playing with number 5. I'm just explaining. So what actually happened here? Number 1. So I'm like, it's obviously 5 and 9 not in the same team. Do you understand? They're not in the same team because 5 is actually pushing number 9, right? So I'm telling number 1 that you need to check either 5 or 9 because that's how you get colors. Number 1, inexperienced player said, no, let's check 3 because her speech was off. Her speech was off. Everybody noticed it, right? So there is no reason to spend a check on 12. So So I'm thinking it's number 1 and number 9. If number 1 is red. So for me, right now, he is red. If
10
he is
seconds.
red, number 9, dark, number 1 is most likely dark. So sheriff, or maybe I'm sheriff. If 5 is red, you don't check number
And
9.
thank you, Miss Mamba. That's your minute. We move on now to play number 3, Miss Candy. Your minute.
Well, I'm just going to explain myself. I'm really sleepy and I'm feeling very chill and zen and I just want to hang out and have fun. So I'm not like going to super analyze. Maybe I will, I don't know. The night's young. But I mean, yeah, I'm playing with 2. I'm a bit sus of 9 because just I can't come down with 3. And I'm agreeing with 5 and you just what are you saying? Oh, I nominate 9.
Oh no, number 9 accepted.
But yeah, I don't know, you're just so adorable. Why would you leave? But maybe I'll have to let you out at some point. You know. And then yeah, I mean no other notes. I like 6's speech. It just seemed really trustworthy.
10 seconds.
Oh sorry, 7. 4, yeah, obviously you're a wild card. But let's just see how it goes.
And thank you, Miss Candy. That's your minute. We now move on to play number 4, Mr. President. Your minute.
Alright, but I'm very surprised no one thinks I'm dark because like you do. Oh yeah, because when you said look at me Mafia, I was like looking at you. And then I was like super nervous actually during my speech and when you said I wasn't nervous. Yeah. Anyway, I'm not really helping my case. So for me, number 3 is like the most suspicious player. Also because she was getting pushed by Mamba to nominate someone, and she did. And then no, like you were like nominate 9, and then 3 was like, okay, I'll nominate 9. You know, I feel like she was pushed and
I
she's
didn't know what she was saying.
Warning, Miss Candy.
trying to like gain an alliance. So I nominate player number 3.
Number 3 accepted.
And yeah, her speech was short. She was getting pushed. She's trying to like get alliances with Mamba by nominating 9 and also by saying 7 is trustworthy. So she's trying to create a team
10
and
seconds.
you know get people to not vote for her because she's like the most suspicious person at the table. So that's how I see it.
And thank you, Mr. President. That's your minute. We move on now to play number 5, Mr. Hemlock. Your minute.
And so my working theory right now is 193. 3 speech was just so bad. She's like looking right at me and says 6, I really liked your speech. And then I point out that 6 is there and she's like, oh, I meant 7. But she was looking at me. So anyways, there's not pretty much anything I could say that could convince me she's not dark. And yeah, I don't like it feeling like we wanted to choose to be nominated, so nominate player number 1.
Number 1
So
accepted.
I don't think it matters too much who has put to on anyways. Who's red? I'm not gonna say dark on you, but I feel like with your experience you should not have been that frazzled by something as simple as a split vote. It was like
6 seconds.
like you split the table in half. I'm not saying, I just want to sort of just point it
And
out.
thank you, Mr. Hemlock. That's your minute. I'm sorry, I was so engrossed in what you were saying that I completely got to you in 10 seconds. We now move on to player number 7, Mr. Tony. Your minute.
I was feeling really good with how you presented number 2 and how you explained the way you pushed number 3 to nominate. Just felt. I mean, you could have done it yourself. I know. I just don't like it. That's pushy. So sorry. That makes it uncertain.
But she also accepted.
Warning,
I
Mr.
know.
President.
And that's where you raise good points. And so, I'm just not sure. I'll be honest. I'm not sure about number 2 and 3. I actually feel quite comfortable about both of you as being red. It's just you both. With your type of analysis, it feels very calm and very logical. So I'm actually feeling comfortable with both of you as being the most red at this point. I do agree with your experience, number 10, that I do
10
find it
seconds.
strange. I want to nominate number 8
Number 8 accepted.
after your overly energetic response before.
And thank you, Mr. Tony. That's your minute.
Alright.
So you get a warning for that because I haven't started your time yet, unfortunately, Miss Condor. We now move on to the play number 8, Miss Condor, your
A
minute.
little bit feel better, maybe quick and excited because people are very emotional. Anyway, so your speech now made me so dark. There's nothing I have not done, just 6 saying that I was dark with no thing whatsoever. She was crazy. So please check 7 if number 9 is out. So if number 9 is out this time, because I would encourage for them to check number 9. Why? Because number 5 is making really good points. It's not the first time that he's been wrong in the past going against the city. So I would say check number 9 just to be sure, because then that will give us 2 red players if she's red. Otherwise, it will give us something that okay, he's making a lot of sense and we'll listen more to it. You were just like feeling like I'm sorry. Number 3, you were so nervous on your last speech, like so raw. Like I understand what people are like may vote for you. At this point, my inclination is for you, but was like, oh, I nominate 6. I nominate 6.
Oh, sorry, you nominate 6?
Yeah, I
6
nominate 6.
accepted.
Yeah.
And
No,
you
I
have
feel
6
what I do.
seconds. Unfortunately, you nominated number 6, so that's what I have to do.
Oh, damn it! Whatever.
And thank you, Miss Condor. That's your minute. We move on to play number 9, Miss Frenchie. Your
Sorry,
minute.
What point is he making? Except saying that I am dark. You say, oh, he's making really good point. What are the point that he's making? There's like no analysis, no point. So what are the points? And that's what I asked you the entire speech, and you keep not giving me any points. Anyway, so this speech completely weird to me. But anyway, 7, I did not listen. I was like focused on what Mamba like was looking at me and asking me, so I did not listen. 5, you're so against me. I have no idea why. I feel like I think you're red and I thought you were red, but I feel like I'm just the easy black sheep that everyone jumps on. Like 3, like 2 is like, oh, nominate 9, and she's like, oh, I'll follow the group, yeah, I'll nominate 9. Like I'm just a little black sheep here. 4, you did not help your case, but I thought your speech was very good. So I definitely think that you're red. 3, once again, I did not like your speech. Like you were just like trying to get alliances, trying to be like listening to Mamba to play with us. So like I did not like that, and I'm not
And
going to
thank
play
you,
with you.
Miss Frenchie. That's
And-
your minute. We now move on to player number 10, Mr. Artist. Your minute.
Yeah, that's a good reason. It was terrible about splitting. Like I haven't been playing for a long time. Shortly, the most reddish player for me is player number 2, number 5. The most suspected players is number 9, number 3, and I suspect also number 4. Player number 1 in the gray zone, but more reddish. 7 and 8 more reddish, but in the gray zone. And I explain why. So I like idea of player number 2 to check 5 or 9. It gives us certainly 4. I want to vote. No, okay, I nominate 4, but I will vote for number 9.
Number 4 is
I
okay.
nominate 4, but I will vote against number 9. What the rest of? So I like argument reasons of player number 9 and number 8.
Oh, and thank you, Mr. Artist. That is your minute. We now conclude our, today's discussions with player number 1, Miss Clement. Your minute.
So number 10 voted for number 4. I will vote for number 9, but it was number 3. What I want to say is that number 2, 5 are playing together. I nominate number 5.
Number 5.
In my opinion, number 5 is because they have no reason. Actually, number 2 started, but I think number 5 is darker because number 5 with no reason says that number. I want to vote between 5 and 9 and to see which hands will fall to which player. Number 3, they call you dark together with me and number 9. They say 1, 3, 9. Number 2 and 5 say that you're dark. Number 4 is the same. Number 2 said that you're dark. Just to let you know, they're madness and they're trying to buy your hands. Therefore, because no one is voting with us, it's just 2 of us. If you know your colors, you know that you're red, I'm red, she's red, and I know that they're just buying your votes. So
And
there
thank
is
you,
no one
Miss
else to be voting
Clement.
with us
That's your
because they're
minute.
all madness, basically.
Okay, guys, that concludes the discussion portion of the day. Any more gesturing from now will get you a warning. So we have so many players up for nomination. Oh my god, it's going to take me forever. So we have 7 players up for nomination today. They are player number 9, 3, 1, 8, 6, 4, 5, 9, 3, 1, 8, 6, 4, and 5. Who would like to vote for player number 9? 1, 2, 3, thank you. Who would like to vote for player number 3? 1 vote, thank you.
Everyone else to 5.
Warning, Miss Clement. Who would like to vote for player number 1? 1 vote, thank you. Who would like to vote for player number 8? 0 votes, thank you. Who would like to vote for player number 6? Okay. 1 vote, thank you. Who would like to vote for player number 4? 0 votes, thank you. And who would like to vote for player number 5? 2 votes, thank you. So, because of all the chaotic voting, player number 9, you had the most votes here. So you have 1 final minute before you go to prison.
Sorry. It's only 8 votes in my mind, please. So 3 votes go to my vote.
So who did I vote? Okay. Well, you weren't correct. Thank you for pointing that out. I won't give you a warning for that because you did point that out. Thank you. So we do actually have a split in the voting. So player number 9 and player number 5. You'll get 30 more seconds. So starting off with player number 9, you've got 30 seconds now.
Well, I don't have much to say. You are all against me, and I don't know why. You just jump all about me. Yeah, well, yeah, of course I'm good, but like no one believes it, and anyone just follows the rest. So I have nothing else. Like for me, like I don't know why 5 is so against me, but like at this point you must be dark because like you're so trying to like convince everyone I'm bad, and I'm good, so I don't understand it. 2, you're just following like a little sheep, and I don't know why. And like to me that's really weird. And 10, like,
and thank you, Miss Frenchie.
no
That's
point.
your minute. We now move on to player number 5. You have 30 seconds.
So before you said I'm confused, but I'm red, and now you're saying I'm dark because I'm so against you. We're just
Because
changing it
she's
because you
a
want
red
to.
player.
Second warning, Miss
Your
Clement.
whole thing is completely dark because you're specifically trying to make people go against me. You're getting interruptions, you're getting warnings, and that's fine. Now, wherever United
10
there will be a
seconds.
split towards 1. We will just all vote for 9. 9 will go, and then 1 will go next, and then we'll vote for third party.
And thank you, Ms. Hanlock. That is your minute. Okay, so now we are re-voting between, oh my gosh. We are now re-voting between player number 9 and player number 5. I'll repeat, player number 9 and player number 5. Who would like to vote against player number 9? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Beautiful. And who would like to vote against player number 5? Beautiful. 2 votes. Thank you. So that is 9 now. So unfortunately, player number 9, you were kicked off the island, but you have 1 final minute before your boat leaves the dock.
I'm not going to make it decide. Alright, I'll just take my ticket. But you judge all like, yeah, for me, it's like 2, 5, 8. She keep being like, oh, he made good points, he made no points, so I just don't understand. Yeah, but after the game, you can tell me what are the points. 10 keeps playing with them, no idea why. And well, 4 makes sense, so for me 4 is red. 3, you make no sense either, you keep having like no speech, and no one like does anything with your no speeches, so whatever, like you guys just jumped on what 5 said, and 5, the only one was like she's like. So you're all just like little sheep. Yeah, you can show your red as much as you want. Like, like 3 weeks before, you kept being like, she's dark, she's dark. What was I? I was a red citizen.
10
so
seconds.
I have nothing. I said 2, I said 5, I said 8 or 10. She keeps being like she's making like good points. No idea like what the good points are.
And
so
thank you, Miss
we have
Frenchie.
no
That's your
speeches.
minute. Please give her an applause that she now leaves the table after saying she was done twice. Night falls upon the city.
Yo, listen up, here's the story about a little guy that lives
As the night grows darker, the vicious mafia raises their pistols and moves past players. Number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, number 6, number 7, number 8, number 9, number 10.
and everybody around, 'cause he ain't got nobody to
Thank you,
listen.
Mafia. Mafia John awakens and looks at Sheriff. Thank you, Mafia John. Sheriff awakens and looks at Mafia. Lee Mafia were precise last night, and player number 10, you were shot. But you have one final minute before you bleed out.
No, I'm not Sharif. Unfortunately, so I truly believe that number 2 and number 5 are the reddest players on the table. Also, I have a little bit of confidence in player number 7 and 8, but not too much. So, but more suspected for me is player number 1, and I agree with Mamba because all evidence is against her. Like she's new on the table, and the way she's playing is says like. Yeah, she is dark, and she was very persistent against number 5, who was red for me. Also, I have suspicions against number 3 and number 4, but mostly
10
against
seconds.
number 3, and I agree with Mamba. Sheriff needs to check, and I feel. Look, we have one, I am sure, dark player.
And
absent
thank you,
and 2
Mr.
red,
Artist.
so-
That is your final minute. Please give a round of applause as he bleeds out. We start our discussions today with player number 3, Miss Candy. 1 minute.
Oh no, shit.
Warning Miss Candy for saying a swear word.
Well, don't check me because I'm a red player and I'm a citizen, so it's a waste of a check. I mean, I'm just gonna, I'm gonna nominate one.
Number 1 accepted.
I'm gonna go with the group because I'm with the citizens. I don't know if I'm looking into mafia eyes, so I can't, look into your eyes, but I mean, Five's such a skilled player. Hopefully he's not playing us all. He could lie, his way to the presidency and not have his chair and sort of thing. So yeah, I don't know. I honestly don't know.
10
I'm gonna
seconds.
play with 2, hopefully. Fingers crossed. Yeah. And I mean 8 is great. Like I don't know, it's like
And thank
Yeah,
you, Miss
mid-range.
Candy. That's your minute. We now move on to player number 4, Mr. President. Your minute.
Nominate player number 3.
Number 3 accepted.
I mean, it hasn't changed much. I nominate into like last round or 2 rounds ago, so I'm still. I mean, you're turning against the mafia now, trying to, last a bit longer. So, like, the most suspicious players. Like, for me, number 1 is, the most suspicious player is number 3, and the second is number 1. I don't know, like, I've been playing this 5 and 7 from the beginning. 3, 4, 4. Well, I am so my 3 plays are 3, 1, and then I would be the most suspicious player after 3 and 1. But yeah, so for me, I
10
don't know
seconds.
about 8, but yeah, 5 and 7 seem right. 2 seems alright, I don't know. And then 8, yeah, same, but yeah, for me 3 and 1.
And thank you, Mr. President. That's your minute. We now move on to player number 5, Mr. Hemlock. Your minute. Number 1 supported.
I think even though 3's nomination makes it look red, I think she's still dark. The reason being is because here's the vote. Last one, me and 9. She did it right at the end. She realized, oh, nope, 9 is going, I better join in. She knew if she was not, she wanted to vote for me. So, yeah, 9, 3, and 1. So I'm still working with my original hypothesis. Especially like 1 just turning on against me really for no reason except the fact that I was against her. That's a very dark move. Only if you're City, you can be like, you're just mistaken. So I guess I will just see, but this is really my working hypothesis.
10 seconds.
I can't see dark too much of anyone else, but I'm uncertain about you just because I think we can't be very surprisingly balanced. Yeah, gotta go to the arena.
And thank you, Mr. Hemlock. That's your minute. We move on now to player number 7, Mr. Tiny. Your minute.
Okay. For me, number 1 and number 3 are the most suspicious at the time. Number 1, you got way too excited with what was happening last night, so, and
she's not smiling at
That is your second one, Mr. President.
Miss Mumba, I still don't know. Number 3, I'm going to nominate number 3 just to put someone
Number
else
3
into
supported.
the pot. But I don't know. There's enough there that I just don't know. I still feel comfortable with 4 and 5 in terms of your analysis, and that's why I'm playing with you two. I do think, for me, you're the 2 most red. Number 8, it's lean towards being red. Okay, can't be foul. It was just got super excited originally. That was all. I'm scared of you, okay? Pass.
Thank you, Mr. Tiny, for that ominous ending there. Now we move on to playing the 8, Miss Condor, your minute.
Usually I don't play with Mr. Hamlet right because we usually know in the same line, but I picked up the same on number 1, on the last voting. The way you behave, I feel like you were trying to let the mafia know to vote with you so that it would be a tie and then they would have the opportunity for her, like her whole speech, you were saying like, tell that fight to succeed. But as soon as she said like, oh, I'm confused about you, not sure what I do, you were like, what are you talking about? Just say that he's like, so for me that was so suspicious. I'm voting for you on that one. After that, I'm between 3 and still between you. Like, how do you know pick this up and be confident about a whole thing? I feel like you've been like piggybacking on these 2 the whole time. So I would say if she had not checked 3 and make sure that she is there, I would say, you know, then next one would be check 6. Just in case with Ronald 3 saying that way. So I will vote for one of this one. After that,
7
I don't know
seconds.
anyone else. How many what?
7.
After
Now
that,
4.
I don't find anyone else part of those 2. So
And thank you, Ms. Condor, that's your minute. I just want to say you said 6 again, but cool, that's why I laughed. Now we move on to play number 1. Please claim it's your minute.
Play number 2 asks me about who is number 9. How can I play with you if you guys 2 and 5 consider me to be dark just because last time when I said we need to check between 3 and 4, by the way, is there a mafia between 3 and 4? And you asked me who to check, and on the first voting I said to check between them. Because of that, I'm mafia for you. All of this game. If there is a mafia between, I don't know, 3, 4, 7, 8, God knows who is the mafia. It's on you, not on me, because you were the first one who said that I'm mafia. Who is mafia? 1 and 9. No one even voted with 9. There might be, I don't know, there might be a mafia between 3, 4, 7, and 8. I've never played with these players. It's my first time playing with everyone here, so I have no idea the way they play as well. If there is no one like no
Thank
mafia,
you,
that's
Ms.
okay.
Clement. That's your minute. We now move on and conclude today's discussions with playing number 2, Ms. Marco, a minute.
So, in case if somebody have doubts why number 1 is that, because the only way why Sheriff didn't remain after the second night means that Sheriff actually checked number 9, she was back. This is the only reason why Sheriff didn't review after the second night. Is it clear? Because if, should I explain it more? Well, I just saw the size. So number 1 thinks that number 9 is red. Number 9 cannot be possibly red, because otherwise Sheriff will reveal right now. The only way, because it will be 3-3, potential 3-3. The only way why Sheriff doesn't reveal right now, because Sheriff knows that number 9 was dark and we have only the market.
10
So
seconds.
I would check number 3. I still, well, we definitely vote against number 1 for sure. I would, or maybe I'm Sheriff, would check number 3.
And thank you, Ms. Malva. That is your minute. That now concludes the discussion portion of the day. We now move on to the voting portion. Any gestures from now on gets you a warning, and some of you have 2, so please be careful. We have 2 players up for nomination. They are players number 1 and player number 3. I'll repeat, player number 1 and player number 3. Who would like to vote against player number 1? 5, amazing. And who would like to vote against player number 3? 2, thank you. Yep, awesome. So unfortunately, player number 1, Miss Clement, you were kicked off the island, but you have 1 final minute before your boat leaves the dock.
Let me check. Who are you gonna check? I do not see you. I wish the luck to the strongest team.
Spasiba. Please give her a round of applause as she's now leaving our table. Night falls upon the city. As the night grows darker, the vicious mafia raises their pistols and moves past players. Number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, number 6, number 7, number 8, number 9, number 10. Thank you, Mafia. Mafia John awakens and looks for Sheriff. Thank you, Mafia John. Sheriff awakens and looks at Mafia. Thank you, Sheriff. Good morning, everyone, but not for most. Unfortunately, player number 2, you were killed last night by the Mafia. You shot point blank range in the head with a shotgun. It was awful. But you have one final minute before you bleed out.
So somebody actually believed I was sheriff. Oh, it was 7-4. Oh wow. Okay. And you checked one before? I didn't. So okay, tell me your checks. You checked 8. She was very well, so you were very risky then. You were very risky about number. Okay, so you have your same, okay. Oh, you have the same thing. Any other shapes? Okay, so number 7 is going, and if the games continue.
10 times, 8
Why not
seconds.
3? Because 3 actually was the last one, right? But 4 was one who actually looked at me and said, Michael looked at me, it was number 9 and number 4.
And thank you, Miss Marva. That is your final minute. Please give a round of applause as she choked on her own blood. So we start our discussion today with player number 4, Mr. President. Your minute.
Number 7.
Number 7 accepted.
Yeah, you're safe from my rats this round, but you know, next round, you know, the game continues. I work for you. Trusting your sheriff. Yeah, that's.
Thank you, Mr. President. We now move on to player number 5, Mr. Hemlock. Your minute.
Just so the city knows, we have 1. You're a red check. You're a dark check. I get 1 more check. So I will check either 3 or 4. Obviously 7 is dark. Checked it. I don't really have much else to say. I'm pretty sure we're gonna win. I guess just to fill up time, yeah, 3. You've played very, very badly. Like you played very dark. But I still think about just that check. Like you did nominate 1, so that's why even though I have 2 things, right? One is that you voted so late, and the other is you nominated 1. I think you could have just been indecisive, so I might slightly give you, but it's easy.
10 seconds.
I would check 4, and then if there's still a 9, this means there's a Mafia left, and you're already a red check, and he's going. So like I said, it's a guaranteed win.
And thank you, Mr. Hemlock. That is your minute. We now move on to player number 7, Mr. Tiny. Your minute.
I honestly thought 4 and 5 were red the whole time. I'm a red part. I actually think that you're a Mafia. And to me, 3 is the other one that I've been suspicious about. You know, I mean, he's always hard to read, you know, in the sense of which way. He could very well be, you know, basically try to, you know, if there is the 2 of them, I only need to get rid of me, encourage everyone to vote me. Yeah, I'm not saying he's the sheriff, I'm saying he's Mafia, and he's basically, so I honestly think he's black, so I'm nominating number 5.
Number 5 accepted.
You know, and at the end
10
of the day,
seconds.
if you vote for me, then by default the Mafia is going to win because I think it's these two. Otherwise, yeah, whatever happens will happen. So.
And thank you, Mr. Tiny. That's your minute. We now move on to play number 8, Miss Condor.
The smallest clap for trying until the end, but it doesn't make sense. Actually, would have like revealed itself a long time ago. There's no election. You know what I mean? So good for trying. You're going out. I truly believe 9. Why did I support 9? Didn't know like play with her because every time it was like, oh I don't know. And she's always like that. She's like never like no assertive when she proceeded. Number 1, oh the way she was like trying to make number 9. Really like no, say the number 5 like oh my god that's so obvious. And you from the very first speech, I was like this is weird, checking, but you were like oh no good, and I'm going under the radar, no with me mister. So anyway, we're gonna win. I truly believe you are safe, and if I'm wrong, oh my god, I will rock myself.
10 seconds.
Anyway, that's it. I know I hope for you guys.
And thank you, Ms. Condor. We now conclude today's discussion to play number 3, Miss Kennedy. A minute.
Well, I had a late response to voting because I'm really sleepy, so I've got a bit of a delay in my, processing. So that's the reason why. It's not, I don't have any, crazy motives or I wasn't indecisive. I always was voting with red. I'm a citizen, so I'm not voting 7.
7's
And
good.
if the game continues, I'm voting 4 because I'm not. Yeah, I mean, my speech is going to be short but pass.
Thank you, Ms. Candy. Now that concludes the discussion portion of the day. We now move on to the voting portion of the day. Please remove all hands and elbows from the table and no gesturing is allowed from now on. We have 2 players up for nomination today. They are players number 7 and number 5. I'll repeat, 7 and 5. Who would like to vote against player number 7? A resounding 4 votes. Amazing. And who would like to vote for player number 5? 1 vote. A resounding 1 vote. Beautiful. So unfortunately, player number 7, you were kicked off the island, but you do have 1 minute before your boat leaves the dock.
Well, it's been a good game, but I know what's going to happen now as soon as I leave. How it's going to be now, so more for you.
And thank you, Mr. Tiny. Please give a round of applause as we now leave our table. Night, I'm just kidding. I declare the end of the game and the victory of the city.
Yay!
Mafia was players number 7, player number 9, Mafia Don player number 1, and Sheriff player number 5.
Thank God you picked like seriously. It was so obviously bad.
You know, you